is this one. Why is XDR from EDR, NDR, and HDR hype different from a SOC operated with a full SIM, SOAR, AI ops, and full stacks integrated together?
It's a very long question, isn't it, Andre? Well, in my view, I mean, the cool thing about XDR is it brings kind of all of it together in one. And then if you look at that platform, which we just shown you there, I think the really, really cool thing is with that platform is it will allow you to do all of that yourselves as well. So for those who are looking for XDR and currently considering outsourcing it, that platform will allow all of our partners to run their own SOC for their customers if they want to. But at the same time, it can also allow mid-market customers and enterprise customers to run their own without having to outsource this. So I think it's going to be a mind-blowing offering in the sense that it will bring kind of all the EDR, NDR, HDR together in one box. It will do all the AI for you and then literally leave the actioning to you or for you to automate in the platform as well. And you don't need to integrate anything into it. It just does it right off the bat, which is, again, completely different to anything you can find in the market. So, and this kind of ties to the lower ones as well. And just to be clear, I mean, Andre spent quite a bit of time flushing out these questions before the webinar that people send in. So, and thank you for that as well.
My pleasure, sir. So next, I believe we did cover what's Heimdal's roadmap, or what's our biggest challenge, what's our next step. But one of these questions stands out. Are there any incoming big changes for Heimdal that need to be done in the next 5 years?
Yeah, and that's also a great question. As kind of we just leaned into here, we're on the verge of putting out something radical / we kind of already launched it. I think that will be, if you look at the market and where Heimdal sits now, I would definitely say we have a 2-3 year technology advantage. Again, the closest alternative would be Azure Sentinel to what we're just bringing out. But Azure Sentinel is nowhere near that kind of capability where it can basically do the work for you if you wanted to, or it can help you do the work at least. So I think, yeah, the next 5 years, it will bring more of that, of what we've just brought out. And I hope that people will still be with us in 5 years and we can look back on this webinar and hopefully say I was right. A lot has happened in the last 5, but I do honestly believe that platform there will lead the mindset of how people work with cybersecurity the next 2-3 years for sure. And then as we refine it, hopefully that can extend into a 5-year period. Perfect. It will basically bring the game back into the hands of the defender rather than the game being in the hands of the attacker.
And I do believe we actually have this question coming on the next slides. Will this threat of cybersecurity ever subside once companies wake up to the risk and apply the appropriate countermeasure? Basically, will this cat and mouse game between cybersecurity and cybercrime ever subside?
But probably won't. But I think, again, it will radically change with what we're launching now in terms of what we can actually enable people to do. Is it going to be perfect right off the gate? No, clearly it's not. But I think it is going to be radically different. So you don't need to, if you take the car methodology, you don't need to wear a seatbelt as much anymore as you did before. It will actually allow you to do the driving rather than letting the attacker do the driving. You'll be able to spot them a lot faster as they try to penetrate your infrastructure, and the system will help you do that. So it's almost a self-driving Tesla, I would say, if you wanted to put it like that.
Perfect. And then we're just going to jump to the last slide. And since we're in the last minute, I promised an extended of 5 minutes. We want to ask you, sir, which is the model that you see the strongest in Heimdal compared to the competition?
Yeah, I can only choose one, huh?
That's awesome.
I mean, yeah, that's great. I'm probably gonna have to choose 4. I mean, we know we're not the market leader in all of them, clearly. I would probably call out 4 where I do see us being the market leader. Some of them we're polishing as well because we know we need to continue to polish. The DNS module for sure is way beyond what in my view you can find in the market. It's the only fully automated DNS product in the market. It's fully AI driven, so that makes it really stand out. The patching, personally, I think is great. We know in that area we need to work on the vulnerability reporting, and we're doing that now to get it up to some of the really nice platforms to do great reporting. We already have the data about what's vulnerable, so it's just really silly we don't present it in the best possible way. That's being worked on. on the ransomware module. The feedback we get on it is great. It stops all the unknown ransomware samples we've tested on it. I'm not saying we don't need to refine it. We are working on the false positive ratio there. And then on the PDM, I think it's great. There's a couple of things, as I've called out before, that we're ironing out, but it is definitely on the feature side, it is the market leader in there for sure.
Perfect. And with that being said, more of a personal question: what does a cybersecurity CEO do in their spare time? If you
I
have
love
any.
doing. I do. I love doing rowing on a rowing machine, and I love biking. So I try to stay reasonably fit, and it helps us get all the new ideas as well when you're not just sitting in front of the computer. So those would be my kind of two preferred choices. Going out and being very active is a preferred choice.